Ladies and gentlemen, today's very special guest is Miss Tara TOWNES. Author, speaker, life coach. We're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about career. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. You don't want to miss this one. TBR Live. Interesting conversation with interesting people. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Our very special guest today is Miss Tara TOWNES.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to hear about her life, business, lifestyle, maybe even tell a few jokes, whatever it is she wants to share with us today. That's what we're going to deal with. But welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Riley.
Thank you very, very much. Okay, so first question, who is Tara TOWNES?
Tara TOWNES is a mother, a published author, life coach, therapist working towards my licensure. And I am an advocate for women and children on a mission to share with the world about how beautiful diversity is.
Okay. All right. So, how do you seem to be into several different things?
Yes.
So, where does that come from?
Well,
where's that passion come from?
The passion and drive comes from my son. My son has dwarfism,
Okay.
and he started all of this.
Okay. Okay.
So he was bullied tremendously in the early stages of development, and it started to kind of just impair his spirit. So I decided to be a proactive mom and start this organization. But I first wrote the children's book, and that really released stuff for me and helped him as well.
Okay. Tell me about the first children's book. What
So the book is called Tiny Be Mighty.
Okay.
It's called Tiny But Mighty. My organization is called Tiny Be Mighty.
Okay.
And the book is about a little prince who is my son, Prince Encore.
Okay.
And it's about a journey that he takes in his smallness and how he's really, really big. And he defeats giants through using thinking skills versus fighting or anything negative. It's just an awesome and amazing story about an empowerment journey.
Okay. Fantastic. So, next question: is there an overall goal or an overall intent for all of your work?
Oh yes. First intention is to redirect society into not labeling people, because there are an average of about 1,500 children per year, and even more now per the CDC are taking their lives between the ages of 7 and 13. So that's in my next book. I'm uncovering that because it's not really spoken about. We talk about the young adults. They don't really classify and speak about 7-year-olds that are hanging themselves due to being bullied. So we have a goal to have centers throughout the United States, and they're educational and treatment centers. And we will hold conferences there, classes there. There will be preschools attached to the building or the facility, because we want to instill empathy and love in children in the pre-operational stage of development, so before they develop into who they are, who they're going to be.
Okay. Very good. Okay, so that's the author. Who's the life coach?
Okay, the life coach is the life coach is just a down-to-earth woman.
Okay.
I'm just a down-to-earth woman I'm a woman of God, and I just love life. And I'm happy, I'm spunky, and I'm excited to be here on this planet. I'm excited to walk in my purpose shoes and help other women do the same.
All right. So when someone comes to you and they are in need of some coaching, okay, what can they expect?
Well, they can expect a journey
Okay.
to meet themselves. What I say is that I help people unleash what they already have to create what they want on the outside. So I don't necessarily look at clients as fixing problems. I don't use the word problem. Everything negative is redirected in working with me. And I just help people connect to their own dots so that they can connect to other dots.
All right. I asked that question because I've met a lot of life coaches, and some just kind of up in your face and growling at you, some are kind of laid back and smooth. So which one are you?
Oh God, I'm just experiential. So if you tell me, I have stories. If you tell me that you're afraid to speak to people in public, guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna go to Walmart and speak to 100 people. You're gonna say hello to 100 people. I'm very edgy. I'm not traditional, but I do know I'm very, very good with people. So I kind of gauge it. But you're gonna experience me. I'm not an encounter. I'm an experience. That's what I would say.
Okay. All right. Very good. All right. So how long have you been life coaching?
I've been life coaching for about 5 years, but I've been counseling for almost about 17 years now.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good. So is there a common issue that you find with people, or is it just kind of case by case?
Well, it is case by case. And I mean, I treat people with anxiety, depression, but the big theme that I see most common is just people not being motivated. And they come to me saying like, how are you always so like, I read your posts, how are you really like that? Yes, I'm really like that. Mm-hmm. And you can be like that as well. Okay. So it's just it's connecting like inspiration to motivation. Because that's what I always say, that if you're not inspired, you're not going to be motivated. You can have your goal and you can be motivated to lose weight and you have your picture up there. But if you're not inspired by what's making you want to lose weight and you don't connect to that, the motivation will go up and down, and you won't reach your goal. And if you do, you won't sustain it. You have to stay inspired. So that's another thing that people get from me, is they get inspired about what they're trying to accomplish. Okay.
All right. So being a mom and an entrepreneur, where do you find the balance?
I don't know. Well, you know what? Both things inspire me. Okay. So they kind of feed off of each other, and that's how I use them. Okay. Like I love being a mom, and I love exposing my children to different things through entrepreneurship. But I love being an entrepreneur as well, and once again, that inspires me. So they kind of catapult off of each other.
All right, very good. I've known a lot of people who own companies, mm-hmm. and the balance part of it is the thing that kind of gets out of control. Yes. Too much of one, not much of the other, and all that. So, what advice would you offer to these people that have these kinds of problems?
Take care of yourself first.
Okay.
Get the rest that you need. Eat well. Drink water. And I know these things may sound cliche-ish, but they're really true. If you don't have your own energy, and if you're not on baseline, I call it, then everything is always going to be flip-flop-ish, or you'll be from 0 to 100 in situations. You can't really deal with them because you're not on baseline yourself. I stay on there. I have to. I don't let anything outside affect the way that I operate in the inside. And I don't attach myself to other people's patterns and behaviors either, because I realize it's not them, it's just a pattern that they've developed. Okay. So I just ignore that and I just stay on baseline. That keeps me balanced.
There are a lot of people in pursuit of success. Mm-hmm. How do you define
success? Success is thinking outside of your own normal thought process to me. So if you say, okay, if you're a person that says, okay, I want to own a home in my lifetime, but you have a fear of really doing that, I would say, tell yourself that you want to own 20 homes and then work toward the one home, because the other homes will start coming and coming and coming. Okay. Just think outside of yourself. That's how you become successful. You have to be able to dream big and believe in your own dreams as well.
Okay. All right, fantastic. There's a huge surge in women entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. Okay, what do you think about that growth?
I think it's fantabulous. I love it. I love it. I mean, we were here to create and make moves just like anyone else on the planet. We lead in a lot of things, and I'm all for it.
Advice. Do you have any advice that you would like to offer to someone who is listening to you right now?
Advice on, in particular?
Anything at all. Life, business, religion, relationship, anything.
Do the things that make your heart sing and soul dance. If you're not happy inside, then nothing you try to venture into or manifest will really create on the outside. It starts with the inside. And it's not so much about fixing. It's like when people say, well, all broken. I'm not broken. I may have a few cracks, but I'm not broken. I don't never look at myself in that light. And so I think that people, when they want to grow or they want to do something, it starts here, and it starts with a love and appreciation for yourself. Not necessarily, from an egotistical standpoint or bold and confident. That's great. But it's really love and appreciation for yourself. So that's the advice I would give, because when you have that, it opens you up to everything that you want in the universe. It's there for you.
Okay, so what's your perception of love?
Love?
Yeah, what's your perception?
Love is the greatest victor. It's the healer of all things. It's the medicine, when you are ill. It's the medicine when you have a broken or a bruised relationship.
Okay.
It's just everything. Love is everything.
Okay. So, life coach.
Okay.
Help me out with something. So, I want to start a business. Okay, but I'm in a bruised relationship, and my productive energy goes toward the bruised relationship more so than the company or the future that I want to build. What's the first thing you tell me?
Well, the first thing I tell you is that you have to check in with you. See, we cannot create anything unless we're real with ourselves. And when I say check in with you, I say we would come up with a POA. That's the first thing I do with a client is I just assess. We have a talk like we're talking now, like I've known you forever. I take notes, I write everything down that they say, and then I paraphrase it back to them, and then we find out where's the breakdown. I don't call problems. We just have breakdowns, and every breakdown leads to a breakthrough. So we identify the breakdown, and then we come up with what I call a POA. It's a plan of action, and then it will have the first 6 goals of how we start working towards that final goal or aspiration that you're coming to me for. Now, if you're asking for advice with the relationship because you just hit me with 2 things. So we would identify the personal. Listen, business is there, money is there, but happiness and joy and sustainability within yourself comes first. If you do not have that, if you are not connected to your own dot, you will not be able to connect to other dots successfully. You can, but they're always going to be rigid, or they're always going to have some sort of you're always going to have to work on it. Things that are really authentic and truly connected, they flow. I say let it flow like water. That's what I would tell you.
Lastly, just do a little bit of word association.
Okay.
All right. Father.
Powerful.
Mother.
Supportive.
Children.
My everything.
Money.
Awesome.
Church.
My stability.
Business.
Fantastic.
Transportation.
Awesome.
All right.
My transportation.
Very good.
Smooth. Let me take that one back. Smooth ride.
Okay, so if someone wants to book you to come speak or wants to get in contact with you, how do they?
Well, I have, if they're interested in me speaking about the nonprofit organization which raises awareness for dwarfism, and we have a resolution for bullying.
Okay.
They can go to tinybeamighty.org.
Okay.
If they are trying to personally seek me out for coaching, it's livingbeyondyoucoaching.com. And that's how they can reach that. Our campaign that we just launched with NFL players and influencers, we have our party Wednesday.
Okay.
So excited about that. But that's nobulliesOnOurTeam.com. That's the whole campaign. It's a 36-month campaign where we're going all through the United States so that we can set up those clinics or those treatment centers throughout the United States.
All right. Thank you again for coming to the show. Look forward to speaking with you again.
Likewise.